Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. All right, guys. Y'all hear me now? There? Y'all know y'all can hear me, but hopefully the people at home can hear me as well. Thank y'all for coming tonight. We have a meeting tonight, and then we have one 2 weeks from tonight. And after that, not sure. Wes and I were talking yesterday. We're probably going to try to do some kind of get together early May, maybe not on a Wednesday night, but another night, and feed you guys. Because we're just so thankful for all the hard work y'all have done this season. My job as a signer has been incredibly difficult, but it has not been because of y'all. Y'all have been amazing. We had people last night work a game one place and then go work a game another place. On Friday right now, we have multiple crews working a game one place and then going to work another game another place. And I am super thankful for all the hard work you guys have put in. It's been a really hard year. Our numbers of umpires and available umpires has been right on kind of the razor's edge of getting everything covered. So far, we have covered every single varsity game on our schedule, which is always the goal, and we have covered just about every JV game. I think going into Friday, we're not going to have all the JV games covered, but before Friday, I think we only had 2 JV games we haven't covered. So if you are not scheduled for a game or you're only scheduled for a late game on Friday and you can work earlier, we do have multiple spots in JV games without umpires. If you are down to work a JV game on Friday that is in front of a varsity game and it's just you assigned to the game, if you want to go out there and work it, they will pay you. I'll reach out to the coach and find out how they'd prefer you do it, but you do not have to. I'm not going to make anybody go work one-man mechanics because it's an interesting thing, and sometimes coaches like to argue weird stuff in one-man mechanics. And yeah, so if you're down for that, I'll reach out to you. There's only a couple of people that are down with no other co-official in their JV game tomorrow. But fingers crossed, after tomorrow, for the rest of the season, I assigned all the games today. You probably saw those assignments. We have everything except one doubleheader has 2 umpires in it. So one guy had to get out due to work. So I know things will change between now and then. But thank you so much for all your hard work and all your just diligence. I know I've gotten on a few of you about Arbiter. Please continue to update your blocks in Arbiter because there will be changes. We'll have to change things. Rain will come. There's a chance that it will rain on Friday. So make sure your blocks for this Saturday are accurate because there's a chance we could have a bunch of games on Saturday. I already have one coach that has already scheduled his games on Saturday just in case his game rains out on Friday. And he scheduled an extra game on Saturday morning really early because he had a kid ejected Tuesday night, and he wants that kid to serve the suspension in the non-district game early in the morning on Saturday so he can play in the district game that night. These coaches are pretty creative and drive me crazy. Do y'all have any questions about assignments or anything? I got a couple more things, but figure I'll take any questions before. Make sure that you're turning in pay sheets. We've had several guys that have not turned in pay sheets. If you like to get paid, pay sheets are awesome. They work great. If it's been a long time since a game and you have not been paid, reach out to me and I will contact the school for you. It's easier if I do it instead of you. I know a couple people reached out about the Hawkins tournament, and if the checks I think are going to be cut, either they were cut last Friday or this coming Friday. Hawkins Booster Club every year forgets to pay for that tournament until I call and remind them. So I don't know what goes on there, but it's the same thing every year. It's like, they haven't been paid yet? I'm like, no. So if you work the Hawkins tournament, you should be getting paid. And if you have any issues with anything else, if you work JV game that should be a $75 game and they only pay you for a $65 game, let me know and I'll try to get you the $10 extra. Remember, on the JV games, if you play a full 7-inning game and there's not a time limit established at the plate meeting that's an hour and 50 minutes or less, the game is worth $75. If they want to have a time limit of an hour and 50 or less, or just say they want to play 5 innings or something, then you get $65. So everything else should be pretty standard. Make sure you're continuing to reach out to your partners. I think we had I'm not sure. The coach never called me, but I think we may have had one game on Saturday last week with one umpire, and the umpire didn't know he wasn't going to have a partner, and he had a partner assigned. So if your partner doesn't show up, you can see who that partner is if you go in and look at your game on the website. If they haven't accepted it yet, you can't see it on the app. But if you go to the website, click on the game, you can see who that umpire is. So if you umpire a game one man, it's half your fault. So make sure you reach out to them, because if I know somebody's not going to show up, I will reach out to somebody else and try to find somebody. If you have a game this Friday, please, 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 please work it, because we have no one to cover anything. That we have no extra people Friday that are not blocked. The same thing for next Friday. Super, super tight. This Saturday is tight as well, and it may get worse with rain on Friday night. So please just keep your blocks up to date, and if you can ever unblock when I send an email out asking for help, I don't just do that because I'm lazy and I want somebody to fill a game. It's because I have no one else. Like Arbiter has this thing when I click to assign a game, it pulls up available officials normally. And if it doesn't pull up the available officials, it pulls up what's called potential officials. And that always scares me when I click that, because that literally means these people aren't really available. I can do weird things and make them available. So thank y'all. I appreciate it. If I can ever do anything for you, please let me know. Some guys have asked questions about playoffs. If you met all the requirements for the playoffs, if you did the online clinic, if you took the test and made the score for the playoffs, and you're here learning about 3- and 4-man mechanics, even if you're a first-year umpire in our chapter, there is a good chance you may get a playoff game the first round of the playoffs. We have so many, and I'm betting that we'll have just that many in the first round this year. So sometimes we even have a bunch in the second round. So don't think your season is over at the end of April. You may get to work. You may get to work again, and they're going to add more games as well. Some warm-up games will get added. So we still have a little bit more baseball left after what I assigned you today. Jim wanted to say something. This is Jim O'Bannon, the president emeritus of the. I guess you're the acting president if Wes isn't here. How does that work?
No, it doesn't work. Hey, by the way, can we go on Arbiter and find a list of our games that we've already been assigned? Where do you?
You click schedule, and then you click it on the one side. You click show all, or at the top, choose to see all your games.
So that will just show that person's games only? Okay, cool. Because if you have a list, that will help you when you start figuring out who's paid and who hasn't. But that's not why I'm here.
I will send out a Google Doc at the end of the season, like I've done the last couple of years. If you still haven't been paid, give me the game number, the date, the location, the real self-explanatory, and then that way I only have to call like Alpine Westwood one time for the 8 umpires.
Okay. Amen. Hear you. All right. Well, I have to apologize to the members of this chapter. I haven't been totally truthful with y'all all season. There's only been 2 people in this chapter that I've actually told the story that I'm going to tell you. Last year, as a lot of you knew, I had knee surgery, never got over it, never called a single high school game. Tried to work my way back. COVID came along and got me. I spent a couple of weeks down with that. It hit me pretty good. And right after I got released to go back to work and so forth with COVID, I started 44 radiation treatments for prostate cancer. I finished those on Good Friday. So that's why I've been a little bit absent. The games that I've had, Stephen was very patient with me because I had to have a certain amount of preparation time after the treatment before I could even think about going out that day and doing a game. So I didn't have anything that was before 7 o'clock. So I'm just telling you this because I'm not planning to quit. I just have not been the official that I've been in the past because I couldn't get my wheels under me. So, and I apologize for not telling all of y'all, but I thought it was better for I just keep it to myself, and Stephen and Wes knew because they needed to know, mainly because of scheduling situations. So that's about it. I'm doing better. I'm doing strong. I'm getting better, but that's why I haven't been the guy that I was a couple of years ago. And I appreciate you guys working with me and looking the other way when it takes me about 2 hours to get down to first base. But anyway, all right. Who's got the lesson today?
You just taught us a big one. Appreciate you, Jim. First of all, clarification. We're going to go over some three-man mechanics. We're not going to touch on four-man tonight. We will work on four-man the next meeting that we have, and probably some more three-man because there'll be some questions. Clarification. We had questions last meeting, maybe 2 meetings ago. Batter in the box, hanging his feet out on the pitch. I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. His foot has got to be completely in the box. The lines are part of the box, so his foot can be on the line, but it's got to be completely in the box at the time of the pitch. Okay? All right. I could not find any acceptable visuals for this three-man training because I found out about it yesterday. So we're going to do kind of a hybrid. I've got an older version of the Tasso three-man mechanics. A few things have changed. A few things we're going to work differently. We're going to kind of do a hybrid of the Tasso CCA, which is what the college use. So I want you to watch this. Where things are off, we will pause the video. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss options. And please, if you guys have any questions at all, and I'm not looking at you, just say question, and we'll stop it and we'll talk about it. Okay? Three-man's one of those things where it's a little confusing at first, but it's just going to be one of those games after you've worked it a few times, a few more times, it's just going to click. It's going to be like, well, yeah, that makes sense. So hang in there with us, and we'll get through this video. And I don't think it has any audio, so we'll. All right, so the objectives of the three-man umpire. We're going to keep one umpire ahead and one umpire behind. Okay, so we've got a first base umpire, a third base umpire, and a plate umpire. We're always going to try to box in our runners every opportunity that we have. Okay, field positions, you've got short A and long A. Short A is going to be when you're U1 and you've got a runner on first base and they're holding him on the stretch. Okay, if you've got a runner on first and a runner on second, and the first baseman's not holding the runner on first, then you're going to be in long A. Okay, you're not going to be up in short A. We'll discuss short B and long B and short C and long C and D as we go a little bit further in the video. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. All right. Umpire positions, no runners on. U1, U3, you're going to be 8-10 feet behind. You're going to be 8 or 10 feet behind the first baseman and the third baseman. Okay? Your first base position is the same. All right, we're going to modify this one a little bit. Umpire positions with the runner on first. U1 is going to be in short A because he's going to be up in position to take a pick off. All right, you're going to be hands on knees set. And you're going to be facing, you're going to be looking at, you're not going to be looking down at home plate. You're going to be looking at the pitcher, okay, through the first base. Okay, so what I like to do is I will get probably 6 feet, maybe 5 feet. I'll get up close, and I will be right off the first baseman's left hip. I will be in between the guy leading off and the first baseman. Okay? I'm right next to the foul line. Okay? Some guys like to get off the foul line a little bit to get a better angle. That does give you a better angle. But you need to be careful of a throw that's coming over there, because if you get too far over this way and it's an errant throw, it's going to hit you in the head, because you're not looking at the throw, you're looking at the tag, and you're trying to get all that together. So if you don't have your eyeball exactly on that ball, I mean, you could get hit in the head with it. U3, I like to work, and everybody that I've ever worked with has always worked the deep B. Okay, which is going to be on the other side of second base, just opposite of where he is right now. Instead of deep C, you're working deep B. Okay? To me, on a steal at second, that gives me a better look at everything going on right here, rather than turning this way. If he turned that way and he does a hook slide on the back side of the bag and a swipe tag, you're not seeing anything. Okay? So deep B, you'll get a much better look at that. So runner on first, U1's going to come up, U3's going to go over to deep B. Okay? Responsibilities. U1 obviously is going to be on the foul line, so he's going to have fair foul down the line, which means if there's a ball hit out there, he's going out. He's gone. So what happens in three-man, if U3 or U1 go out on a fly ball, it converts to two-man. Okay? And we all know how to do that, right? So if U1 goes out right now, U3's got everything out there. Okay? Another reason why it would be good to be in B, deep B right there, is because if we have a playback into first, if we have a great catch down the line and he's already halfway to second or all the way to second and he's coming back, you've got that playback into first. That's going to be hard to do from deep C. Okay? Fly ball responsibilities, U3 has everything from the left fielder, and it'll probably go over this, everything to the right fielder that's a catchable ball. Okay? U1 has trouble balls down the line and trouble balls from center field over. Does that make sense? So if the center fielder comes over towards right field, I guess he's going the other way, towards right field, and he makes a can of corn catch, that's going to be U3's call. Okay? If he's coming over and he's going to dive for something, U1's probably going to go out on that. Any questions about that? All right. Runners on first and second. Okay. We've moved U3 up. Why have we moved U3 up? First of all, we moved him from deep B to kind of a normal C. So he can get a better angle on the steal at third. Because if you're deep, you're going to have to go a long way to get the angle that you need to get that steal at third. Okay? Still same fly ball responsibilities. Next. All right, runners on first and third. Now, in two-man, we have the option to go A or B. I'm sorry, we have the option to go B or C as the second man out there. In three-man, we've got first base covered. So we're going to be in C. Okay? I don't play with a deep C or a shallow C. I just do my normal C. Yeah. Just be in your normal two-man C position, which is halfway between second base and the pitcher's mound, just off the edge. Fly ball responsibilities are the same right here. What'd we do? How'd you do that? Yep, go ahead. All right, bases loaded. Same positions, same fly ball responsibilities. Okay, who's got the tag up at third? The plate guy does. Who's got the tag up at second? Okay, and who's got the tag up at first? Okay, what happens if U1 goes out? Then U3's got second base and first base, with second base being the priority. Any questions? Yes. Yes. that means U3 is going to bust his butt over and get that play back into first. Okay, so the question was, I'm sorry? Correct. It reversed to 2 men. So the question is, if we have a runner on first only, for the people online, runner on first only, U1 goes out. It's going to be the plate man's responsibility to rotate up to third. Of course, if we have a runner on first only, he's going to third anyway in 3 men. But U3 is going to have to bust it. If there's a runner on first, he's going to be in deep B. He's just going to have to float back and be available to have that play back into first, if there is one. Okay? I'm glad you skipped that. Skip that. Anytime there's a runner on first, U3 will not be in C. They will be in B. Okay. Runners on second. All right, if we've got a runner on second and less than 2 outs, we got a runner on second and less than 2 outs, U1 will come into deep B, and U3 will go back over to third base. All right? If we have, and this slide or this video is going to be wrong, this video is not going to do it the way we're going to do it. If we have a runner on second only and 2 outs, anytime there's a runner on first or 2 outs, U1 will be on first base. Anytime. Okay? Yeah. Oh, runner second, third. Okay. Yeah. Same. Okay. So you got a ball hit to right field. First of all, if you're inside, if you're U1 inside or U3 inside, we're not going to cross the dirt to go out. We're not going out on anything, okay? If you need to get a better look, you can go to the edge of the grass and concentrate on it, but that's as far as we're going to go, okay? Because what they like you to do is if you're going to go, get to the other side of the dirt and be ready, and nobody ever makes it. So we're just not going to go. All right? Fly ball to right field. U1's going to have this catch unless it's right fielder going to the right field line. U1's going to have the catch. U3, line yourself up and get you an angle where you can see the runner at third and the runner in second. Okay? Just get him in your vision. If it's, this peripheral, you'll be able to see if he leaves early. All right? And plate guy, if I'm the plate guy on that and I've got a fly ball to right field that's not challenging the line, I'm probably going to back up toward the backstop, just like you would in 2-man, and get you a look at third right after the catch. Okay? Go ahead. Anytime there's a runner on second but no runner on first, that is wrong. There's a runner on second and no runner on first, and there's 2 outs. First base umpire will be an A. All right, umpire positions, runner on third. All right, a couple things to talk about here. We're both going to be on the line. All right, if we have less than 2 outs, and we have a fly ball, let's call it a can of corn in the V. Okay? The plate umpire is going to get the catch. U3 is going to come down the line and get himself lined up through that runner on third base to the catch and get the tag. Okay? U1 is coming in taking batter runner. That make sense? All right? If we have 2 outs, and here's what I'm doing. If I'm on U3, which I was last night, I'm on U3, I'm telling my first base guy, I've got the tag right here because there's less than 2 outs. He knows on a fly ball, I'm going to be getting that tag. He needs to come in. If there's 2 outs, he's not going to tag. So I'm saying I'm going in. Okay? That's my communication, my first base guy. I'm going in. All right? So on a ground ball to the outfield, a base hit, I'm going in. Regardless of how many outs there are. All right? If he goes out on a fly ball challenging the right field line, then all bets are off. I'm going in, and the third base guy has the tag at third. I'm sorry, the plate guy has the tag at third. What else? Did I miss anything on that, Stephen? Okay. Yes. Why doesn't he? I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure the reasoning why we've got this person on the line, as opposed to in there with 2 outs. Okay, that's fair. And any play that you're taking right here, like he said, a back pick, we're not trying to get inside. If we've got U1 coming in, I'll tell you what, if we've got a hit to the infield, U1's going to come in, and he's going to take his play at first, and U3 is going to go in. Okay, if we've got a base hit, and for some reason that guy on third base doesn't go, okay, we're still going in, okay, because that's ours. All right? Any play that we take at third when we're on the line right there, when I'm like a back pick or something, we're going to take it from the outside of the bag. Okay? We're not going in to take that. We're going to come to the outside and take it. Right? We'll get more into that on rotations a little bit later in the video. All right. All right, we can skip that. All right, check swings. Pretty easy. Just go to the open side. Left-handed batter, you're going to go to U3. Okay? Even if he's in deep B. Right-handed batter, you're always going to go to U1. All right, fly ball coverage, U2 and U3 on the corners. That is incorrect. U1 is a quarterback. U1 has a center fielder in, out, and over toward him. Okay? So we don't, in 3-man, we are not going to go out on a can of corn. We're going to go out on a trouble ball. So a trouble ball is what? 2 fielders converging, a catch below the waist, a catch at the wall, a ball crushed off the bat, you know that it's going deep, just turn and go, and anything challenging the fair foul. Okay, those are trouble balls. So we bring in our pause, read, react. I've got trouble, I'm going. Okay, pause, read, react. I've got nothing, then I'm going back to my responsibilities in here. So fly ball coverage, U3 has a center fielder toward him and the left fielder. U1 has a center fielder up, back, and toward him. U1 is on fly balls. U1 is a quarterback. Okay, So if you're U3, you got a fly ball that I'm not looking at the ball. I'm looking at my first base umpire. He's not going? Okay. So you know what your responsibilities are. Okay, so when U3 is in, either in B or C, he's got left fielder up back in, center fielder. No, he doesn't have up back. He's got the center fielder to the left fielder, and U1 has the center fielder up back toward him and everything down the line. Okay, I'm going to make a small correction. Stephen, do I want to do that? U3 should have left fielder to right fielder, can of corn. U1 should have right fielder to the line and anything trouble from center fielder over. Take the V. Right. So in a situation like this, with U3 in, U3's taking the V, just like we do right now in two-man, okay? The plate guy and U1 are taking all the trouble balls. I'm sorry? No. Mm-hmm. U1's going out. U1 can get closer because U2 or U3's not going past the dirt. So any trouble ball, U1 turn and goes. Well, I understand, but if it's a trouble ball, and what do we describe as trouble? Converging fielders, catch below the waist, shot to the wall, challenge, fair, foul. Okay, so yeah, if it's a shot and you read it off the bat and it's going to the wall, and it's not a gapper, I mean, then yeah, U1 takes off. No, U1 does take. Okay, in this situation, on a can of corn, I mean, if he comes up 5 steps and he catches the ball, I mean, there's no sense in U1 doing anything with that. But if it's going to be a trouble ball, U1's the one that needs to go. All right. You go back a slide, a video. All right, so fly ball coverage with U1 in. Basically, we've got the same thing, only it's reversed. All right, so U1 is going to have the V. U3 is going to have trouble from center fielder over. And the plate guy is going to have trouble to the right side, right field line. So it's just reversed. All right, so we divided up our infield catch, no catch, with U2 and U3 on the corners. Basically, you're going to have what's facing you, what's easiest for you to see. Okay, so the plate umpire is closest to in front of the third baseman, in front of the first baseman, in front of the pitcher. U3 is closest to his side of third base, his side of shortstop, back side of second base, and U1 is closest to his side of first base, his side of second base, and the back side of shortstop. Okay, that's just kind of common sense, but again, whatever is closest to you and you have the visual on. again. All right, fair foul. U2 and U3 on the corners. It's just like it's in two-man, with one exception. We've got another one down there on the line, but the plate guy's taking it to the bag. The guy, U1, U3, taking it beyond the bag down the line. And guys, if you have something, if you're on U1 and you've got a shot that's tailing or that you know is going to challenge the line, I mean, you can pause, read, and react, or you can just turn and go. Okay? If you make a mistake and it turns out being a can of corn, so what? It's not like you're making your plate guy run to second base. All right? You've got U3 that's coming in anyway. He's coming in whether he goes out or not. Again, plate guy to the plate, or I'm sorry, to the first base down right field line. U1 beyond that. Now since U3 is not on the line, plate guy has it all the way to the foul pole. U1 in, it's just going to flip-flop. Or yeah. Any questions about any of that? Wow. Okay. U3 is not the key. U1 is the quarterback. Okay? U1 is the one that's going to make the decision. And the reason on this video that they make U3 is because U3's got center fielder on this video, up and back and over. But that's not the case. First base is a quarterback, center fielder, up, back, over. So, again, when you're on third base, a shot that you know is not to your side, immediately look at your first base umpire so you know what to do. All right? More importantly, if you're on U1 and you have a shot to the outfield, if you're on U1 and there's a shot to the outfield and you decide you're not going to go, you need to make sure you turn and look at your partner and make sure he's not going. Because if he goes and you're just going to roll down here behind first base to get a throw back in, who's covering second? It's vitally important. Even if you come in like you normally do and you decide, oh, that's not me, that's fine. That'll happen, I promise. Quite a few times. You will go in like you normally do, but that's okay. If you don't need to go in, then you can just come back out. If you go out, stay out. That's the same as in two-man. But we don't go out in two-man, so here, wow. If you go out on a ball, then you're done. Okay? You can watch the play and you can watch everything happening, but do not bring your body back into the presence of anything, because we don't want any confusion about who's going to call it, who's going to be there. Everybody else is rotating and doing what they're doing based on the fact that you went out, so just stay out of it. Like I said, if U1 or U3 goes out, coverage in the infield reverts to the two-man mechanics, which we all know so well. All right. Rotations are generally to your left as you face the mound. The exception is a slide rotation. So we have, let's see if it covers it. Runners in scoring position and U1 is staying home. All right, so a slide. We've got runners on first and second, first, second, and third, second only, second and third. Anytime there's a runner in scoring position, okay, we're going to have a slide. So what that means, if this video, did we already process it? Okay, so what that means is, with the runners on first and second, U3 takes the runner that was on first and second and follows them to the base. The only responsibility that U1 has is to bat a runner into second base. U1 has batter runner. So if we have a runner on second, U3's responsibility is that runner on second going back into second or going to third or going back into third. Okay, if he goes home, it's a plate guys, and U1 has batter runner into second. All right, so we've talked about this. No base runners. U1 goes out. Plate guy. It's like a string. Like they said, it's a string. U1 goes out. Plate guy goes up. Okay. What does the plate guy have? Play back into first. Right. U3 has a play into second. Play back into second. Play into third. Play back into third. Plate guy comes back. And he's got the plate. Okay? No runners, U3 goes out. Plate guy goes up. Now, two-man mechanics. What do we have? Is the plate guy going to do anything at third? He is not. One runner, one umpire. So two-man mechanics, nobody on. U3 goes out. U1's going to come in and take them all the way around to third. Okay. See, this is not the right way to teach these new guys. 3-man. Huh? You lost? I know. I get it, I promise. All right. So, no runners on, a base hit. U3 is coming in. If nobody goes out, U3 is coming in and taking batter runner into second and third. Okay? U1, rather than, if it's a base hit and we know it and there's not going to be a play in the infield, U1 should come down behind first base, just behind that little line in the running lane, and he's going to take plays back into first base. That's all he's got, the touch. All right, so we got a base hit. I see it's on the ground. He's coming down the line. I've got a touch, and I'm going to stand right here if there's a play back in. Okay, and the only time that I do anything different than that is if he goes to second and then he goes to third, I'm shadowing him because I'm rotating to the plate. Okay, where's the plate guy going? Rotating up to third. Probably just got ahead of myself a little bit here. All right. No runners on, infield hit. So if I'm U3 and I've got a ball hit to the shortstop, I'm probably not going to go run in front of him. Okay? I'm probably gonna trot in behind him and be ready to get to second in case there's an overthrow at first, or in case for whatever reason he decides he wants to go to second. I need to be at second. I'm not going to come in and get inside the fielders on a play like that. U1's going to come in and take it just like a regular ball to the shortstop or to the second baseman, whatever position he gets in to take that play at first. The only time that U1 is coming outside is when he knows he's got a base hit. All right, runner on first. No umpires. All right, runner on first. U1 was holding him. U1 goes out. All right, so in two-man mechanics, since U1 went out, in two-man mechanics, Blake's rotating up to third, and U3 has the play back into second, and play the play back into first, play 2 second, and back into second. How many of y'all are confused? Right. Son, you need to let that bat go. How many of y'all are confused right now? Liars. Jim's the only honest one in here. Yeah. All right, runner on first, U3's responsibility. We just talked about that. He's got runner on first, fly ball, I'm assuming to left field. All right, so plate guy's going to come up the line. He's got fair foul. Gee whiz. All right, runner on first, infield hit, possible double play. All right, so we've got U3 in a perfect position right there to take the play at second. Here's an important point. If you are U3 and you've got the front end of a double play, look at your play, and you don't have to go anywhere. That interference right there, that force play slide rule, that's yours. Stay with it. U1's got that play at first. Okay? So instead of doing this and then this, like you're used to, you can just stick with it and just hang out with it. All right? Runner on first, pick off at first. You're going to be in short A. U3 is going to be in deep B. Is there any reason for U3 when I'm down there and he picks off at first, is there any reason for me to go? No, I'm not going to do anything. It's not my call. I mean, you might glance over there to make sure he caught it, but I don't even look. If I hear, oh, people start messing around, I might look and make sure he caught it or figure out what's going on. Runner on first, pick off at first. All right. Steal a second. Oh, that's a great position, U3. All right, so as U3, we're going to be in deep B, which I put my feet in the grass right on the cutout, and I face my body towards the third base dugout. Okay? So if I've got second base, if this is the line and second base is over here, I'm standing right here. I've got to throw to second. All I've got to do is this, and I've got a really, really good look of swipe tag, hook slide. I've got a really good look at that. Runner on second. Yes.
Are you talking about U3 and B?
Yes.
Okay. That's the first time U3's been over there all day.
And the video's wrong. We've been putting U3 in B verbally all night. He's not supposed to be in C unless there's a runner on second. All right, runner on second, fly ball, U1's responsibilities. Have we already done this? All right, so we got a runner on second base. We got a fly ball to right field. Okay, I'm assuming it's going to be U1's catch no catch because it's in the V. Okay, but if I'm that U1, I am probably losing a little bit of ground, and I'm getting this guy on second base in my peripheral. If I'm U3, I'm doing the exact same thing. If it's a trouble ball, as U1, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get the best look I can, okay, and rely on my partner. But U3, what have you got to do right now? Nothing. That's not your tag, but helps your partner out. Plate responsibility. If it's not your catch, no catch. If it's not a fair foul or the right fielder to the line, then as a plate guy, I'm going to get that tag, or I'm going to get that touch at first. Okay? Again, U1's got a lot going on over there. So we just need to keep our eyes open and grab what we can. All right. You see where that plate guy went? That's perfect. Don't get happy feet. You got a runner on second, base hit, back up 2 or 3 feet. Okay? The only time you're going to why do they have infield hit? All right. Okay. The only thing I would do different on this, if I was a plate guy and I got a guy coming to the plate, I'm getting behind the plate and lining up. The plate's going to be right there, and I'm going to be able to see swipe tag, pulled foot, but I need to see this touch too. Okay? You can't go up here and see this and then go. I mean, you can, but it doesn't look good. Okay, so line it all up. Pick off at second. All right, so we have obviously less than 2 outs because U1 is in, and U1 is going to be in deep B, and you can do the best you can to see that from there. Runner on third. Scores. All right. We talked about this earlier. We've got a runner on third, and U1 goes out. We revert to 2-man. Who has to take up responsibility at third? Plate guy. I don't know about that. That is the example of a missed rotation. We're on third fly ball. U3 goes out. U1's just got to catch that. Like I said, look at your partner. Make sure you know what they're doing. Good plate guy. 2 or 3 steps back. Perfect. All right. Let's talk about that rotation a little bit. Yeah, not with a runner on third. So, plate guy. In 2-man, when do you rotate to third? Runner on first and third. Okay? In 3-man, you're going to rotate to third when the batter runner, if nobody goes out, when the batter runner runs to second. Okay? You're going to mirror him, and you're going to run up the foul line to third. All right? With a runner on first and a base hit, you're going to go to third. That play at third is going to be yours. All right? By the book, the runner's on first and second, less than 2 outs, same. But we're not going to rotate you up in 3-man. Okay? Runner on first and second, less than 2 outs, you're going to stay home. Anytime there's a runner on second, you're going to stay at the plate. When we have those rotation where the plate guy goes up to third, when nobody goes out, U1, when that runner gets to second, okay, don't watch that. When that runner, when the runner that was on first gets to second and draws the plate guy up there, when he goes to third, U1 rotates down and gets on the plate. Okay, don't wait for him to round third before you decide you're coming home. Mirror him as a plate guy. Mirror that guy so that you're not halfway up the third base line when he rounds second and decide, I need to get there, and you can't. All right, runners on first and second. This is a slide rotation. unless U1 goes out. All right, so anytime, again, that U1 or U3 grow out, everything converts back to two men. Question? All right. This is only an 11-minute video. Runners on first and second, fly ball U3's responsibility. No. When what? Okay. Well, we're not going to do that. Okay. Anytime there's a runner in scoring position, second base, plate guy's going to stay home. U1, U3, handle the infield. Let it roll. All right, hold on. That was a slide. All right, so runners on first and second. We've got a runner on first, so U1 is obviously on first. Runner on second, so U3 is in C. All right, so U3's responsibility. All right, U3's responsibility is R1 and R2 after first base and before home plate. In, back, second, in, back, third. Okay? U1's responsibility is batter runner all the way to second base. So he's got to come in so that he can take that batter runner into second base if he goes. Okay? This is just a ball hit in the infield. Everybody does. I mean, U1 comes in to take a play at first. U3 is responsible for the other runners. Runners on first and third. Please don't put him in B. Okay. Again, normal C. U1 goes out, reverts to three men or two men. Plate rotates. Hold on. I thought U1 went out. Okay. I need to find a better video for next meeting. All right, runners on first and third, base hit. Don't, yeah. Good, good. Jeez, let's get beyond this. Anytime that we're going to have a rundown, we will have one on the inside of the base path and one on the outside of the base path. So if it's between first and second rundown, okay, our U1 will typically be behind the bag because he's holding the guy on first, or the guy's on first, and U3 will be inside. So we will have somebody on the inside of the base path and somebody on the outside. If it ends up being a rundown between second and third, U3 is pretty much on his own. If it's a rundown between third and the plate, then the plate guy will typically take the outside, and U3 will take the inside. And all right, U1 slides down, gets a better view, better angle. U3 comes down for the tag up. Now U3 goes out, and we're in two man. Plate guy has the tag up. Okay. That was a fly ball to right field. Plate guy had fair foul. All right, just a hit to the shortstop. So, hold on a second, Stephen. When U1 is in and U3 is on third base, runners on second and third, less than 2 outs, U1 is in. If we've got a ball hit to the shortstop, U3 does not go in. U3 come to the back side of the bag, and you're going to take all your plays in the third, back into third from the outside, from the foul territory. Okay? So U1 has batter runner to first, batter runner back into first, batter runner into second, and U2 back into second. I'm sorry, R2 back into second. Right? U3's responsibility is third base and third base only when he's like that and U1 is in. Yeah. Bases loaded, fly ball, U1 goes out, we revert to 2 men. Bases loaded, fly ball. Okay, so it's U3's responsibility. U1's not going to come in. He's going to go to the outside of the bag because we've already got somebody in the inside of the infield. Now, we got a base hit. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. If we got a fly ball, U1, go ahead and come in, because if he drops that fly ball, you've got batter runner into second. Okay, so that's anytime we got bases loaded, somebody in scoring position, we're going to have a slide. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to fill the hole when a partner misses a rotation. Last year I was in a game and I was U1. There was a runner on, I don't even remember. Anyway, there's supposed to be a plate guy rotating up to third, and it was a great play into third, and I turned around to look, follow the ball, and nobody was there. So I'm not making the call from deep B. I just kind of looked at my plate guy. Everybody else knew that he was supposed to be there too. Anyway, if you know 3-man and you know that you're going to go out on a ball or something, you might glance back and make sure your partner sees you. If you're a plate guy, you see U3 go out, you see U1 doing nothing, holler at him, wake him up. Get in, get in, get in. Okay? Is that all of it? All right, guys, I know that was kind of a confusing cluster. I promise I will try to find a better video for 3-man that we can get through a little bit better, but we'll also talk about 4-man. 3-man is the basis for 4-man. 4-man's really easy. When a guy goes out in 4-man, it reverts to 3-man. So if nobody goes out, 4-man's just like everybody's got a base. It's real easy. The only time we have rotations in 4-man is if somebody goes out on a fly ball. Now, we do go out on can of corn fly balls in 4-man. So it's really important to get some experience in 3-man and work some. Learn. That'd be great.
third, when he tells you that and you have first, you look at your partner and let him know that you may have to rotate home. If you're keying off the plate guy and you have to communicate with your partner, or he's not going to have a clue. You just gotta look in there every time, and you and your partner have to make contact. Like, I got it. I'm going this way, or I'm going this way. So he's ready. It's not hard if you anticipate what he's going to do. Well, it is, but
And that's a real important point. When the plate guy tells you, I'm staying home, as the guy that's in the field, you're going to look at, or U3 usually takes that from the plate guy, you're looking at U1 and you're saying, all right, we're sliding, or, you know, I've got all this, or, you know, whatever your signal is. It's every time the situation changes. So a runner from first steals, goes to second, we've got a new situation. We've got a timing play. I'm staying at home. Okay? Now I'm looking at U1, I'm saying, all right, we're sliding. Make eye contact. All right? So third base, or the plate guy goes, does that. That doesn't, I'm not telling you how many outs I've got. I'm telling you I'm going to third. He may go, okay? He's letting you know I'm rotating up to third if I need to. Okay? So me out there in B as U3, I'm looking at my first base umpire and I'm going that way. Okay, so he's coming up, I'm going that way. What's he doing? He says, I'm going home. So everybody knows he's going, I'm going, he's going. Right? That's really important. I'm in a handful of games and got some guys that really don't work three-man much, and I'm signaling my tail off, and I'm not seeing their response, or I'm not seeing that they're getting it, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking. But just get in the habit of doing really good pre-pitch. Situation changes. Even if the situation doesn't change, you go from 1 out to 2 outs, or you go from no out to 1 out. Go ahead and give it again, even if it's just this. Same thing. Make sure everybody sees that you're doing that you know what you're doing. All right. Guys, if you have any questions, situations, scenarios, Stephen, myself, Jim, Ken, I mean, has anybody else worked a lot of three-man? Yeah. Feel free to ask. Right? Anybody have any questions? All right, I'm done. All right. Y'all have a good night. Be careful. Strikes.